So we got Libra season in the building, baby. And we got the new moon in Libra at the moment. So of course, this is your season, your birthday season, to shine light on areas and locations of dealing with relationships. In areas and locations where you need to go ahead and, of course, start compromising. Start putting some form of equilibrium and balance in that area. Start covering things up. Start making things more structured, more organized, more relatable, more friendly, more kind-hearted. Also, this new moon is kind of weak at the moment, so you may basically have to utilize your other intentions, aka Chiron in Aries, aka Jupiter in Aries. And of course, these planets are basically being in retrograde at the moment, and we also have Mercury in Libra. And actually, we have Mercury. Mercury was in Libra in retrograde, but of course, it's still being retrograde and retrograde in that area. We now have Mercury in Virgo at the moment. So this is going to basically be past worries that you had going on within your constellation. We just exited Virgo season, harvestation season. So now is the time to pretty much whatever you harvested, time to pick those up and relate with it and share with it. And of course, express it. This way, once we get through that season, we'll be in Scorpio season. Time to be very deep with things. Time to be very private and hidden about the things that you had discovered when you pretty much went through the process of Libra season. After you get through Scorpio season, you're going to go through Sagittarius season, aka the moment you stay down until you come up, you came up and you shine. You rise above. You look at the bigger picture. You expand it. Did you expand into something good or something bad? That's going to dictate Capricorn season. Sagittarius falls in Capricorn season. So, did you fall into areas and locations? Did you fall into a good status or a bad status? And you're going to go through a transformation during that season as well. Now, once we get to that situation, circumstance situation, your status, and of course, what you're known for, is now a business, is now a journey, is now a constructive, is now a unification. Now, you got to pretty much put that unification and share it. Pretty much share it with like-minded individuals, aka everybody is pretty much going to have some form of like-mindedness where we can kind of like collaborate and, of course, build on that. That's going to be associations. That's going to be acquaintances. That's going to be groups. That's going to be collaborations. That's going to be some form of connections that you have with a partner or a person or a place or a thing or something that you have pretty much associated yourself with, something that you pretty much conducted yourself with, something that you grew with, something that you had growth with, and, of course, the ways of going about with it and how you can expand with it. And the moment you do that, everything got an ending process. Pisces season, aka dreams, imaginations, fantasies, separating, and of course getting right back with yourself. And then we do it all over again. Aries season, the birth of light, the birth of giving a new vision and a new way of expressing about things within your totality. Yeah, so when it comes to this new moon in Libra, that means you need to come up with a new way of reacting and responding towards cardinal air, initiating new ways on how to communicate, relate, collaborate, and compromise with people, places, and things. And also, this is your form of pretty much connecting and building. Because during this time and during this season, these 30 days, you got to put a ring on it. You got to marry something. That's what Libra is all about, marriage. It's all about routines. It's all about scheduling. It's all about timing. It's all about, commitment during this time. Because it's also exalted into Capricorn. So that means it's going to have that architect, aka that backup plan, which is how it's perfecting, of course, how it's pushing north. Now, with the sun being in Libra, this is a 30-day for you to pretty much, get the ball rolling and get the ball flowing. For me, with this new moon, this is the time to pretty much start planting seeds towards what you're trying to, the areas and locations where you feel comfortable and, of course, feel happy about doing something or expressing yourself or basically being something in this world versus situations and circumstances as to where, you're sitting on your behind and you're just waiting. For me, it's the time to get up. For me, start getting out there, start shooting your shot when it comes to this new moon. For me, and when it comes to the full moon is going to basically be making its way into Aries. So with that full moon being in Aries, you will either be fulfilled when it comes to your experiences, your meanings, your purposes, your passions, your wisdom, your knowledge, your education, your entertainment, your fun, your expressions, your journeys, and of course your experiences that you pretty much want to pretty much come into cahoots with. You're going to basically be expanding these experiences. Now also, these experiences may also put you into situations and circumstances of maybe similar experiences, but these experiences that you're receiving could be either good experiences or bad experiences, depending on the seeds you was planting when the new moon was in Libra. See, when it's a new moon, that's the time to pretty much start putting in energy. That's the time to pretty much make that balloon bigger. Make sure it expands. put some more water into it. And when it pops, that means it's the full moon. That's the time where you allow the balloon to pretty much repair itself. That's when the full moon is pretty much is giving birth to something. Feel me? Giving birth is pretty much during this time. Now the expiration date will pretty much be you pretty much being on that bed, and of course your water breaking. That's when the full moon is basically here. When that water start breaking, aka when the time to pretty much let it out, that's the time when the full moon here. Not the time to pretty much putting yourself in a situation of trying to go slide inside that thing. Nah, that's the time to pretty much sit back, reflect, give it a few weeks before you start to heal and of course repair yourself, and of course it's another new moon. Then you can go right back inside that thing, plant that seed, and get personal. But when the full moon's here, sit back, chill. The new moon here is the time to put in work, get personal, get busy, get on your responsibilities, your duties, your obligations, and get serious and get sober. And we're going to basically do a quick rundown of what's going on in the sky. Then we're going to basically break down the Libra season and, of course, the new moon and Libra energies. And, of course, how this season can either make or break you, depending on how you handle them. And, of course, utilize these energies. So we got the sun conjuncting the moon right now. So with the sun conjuncting the moon, that means the sun in Libra and the moon in Libra has conjunction power to pretty much be direct and, of course, feel comfortable with actions and reactions during the sun. So that means whatever you're reacting and responding to, aka the moon in Libra, you're gonna feel comfortable with having the power and the control to pretty much use this new moon energies to pretty much direct wherever you have Libra in your chart to pretty much create that spark, and of course go after your 1-2. We also got the sun of opposition Jupiter right now. So that means our actions and what we're paying attention to is uncomfortable during this time when it comes to certain experiences. So that means our relationships with certain experiences and the things that we relate to can pretty much put us into phases of being lazy or being very indecisive or not wanting to go after that experience. And don't allow that to pretty much hold you back. You gotta sometimes fight fire with fire, and of course get down on the ground, and of course get on your focal points and your focal views, and of course go after whatever you're chasing for. We also got the sun conjunct Mercury at the moment. So that means we're going to be basically expressing whatever's on our mind during this time. This can be pretty much some worrying energies, or you could be talking to yourself, or you could be basically manifesting these ideas because your ideas ain't yours. We also got the sun conjuncting Venus at that moment. So with the sun conjuncting Venus, that means we're going to be pretty much expressing a whole lot of, analytical details about worrying about our relationships, worrying about, things being perfect, worrying about things being organized and consistent on its own. That's going to be the energy that's being played out. We also got the sun opposition Neptune at the moment. So with the sun opposition Neptune, we're going to pretty much put into situations of pretty much expressing some form of illusions or delusions, or you can pretty much manifesting this within your life during this time. We got the sun trine Pluto right now. So that means we could pretty much be very expressive and very powerful. We could be pretty much expressing a whole lot of power and controlling issues, or expressing a whole lot of transformations or change up energies, or expressing a whole lot of directness during this time when it comes to your actions and the transformation that you're going through. We also got the sun opposition Chiron at this moment. So we could pretty much express some trauma or expressing some vulnerabilities during this time when it comes to our actions and traumas that we dealt with in the past and things of that nature. We also got the moon opposing Jupiter at the moment. So we're going to be pretty much feeling subconsciously uncomfortable when it comes to how we feel about our way of reacting and responding towards experiences that we're going through. We may be uncomfortable about expressing things about these things on this time and that nature. We also got the moon conjunct Mercury right now. So we're going to be feeling comfortable with, our ideas or our mind or our man, when the woman. All right, so we got the moon conjunct Mercury. So we're going to be feeling comfortable with reacting towards communication and ideas that we have interactions with people, places, and things. We also got the moon conjunct Venus right now. So we're going to be basically reacting strongly towards what we love and appreciate and value when it comes to our love language. We also got the moon opposition Neptune. So we're pretty much going to be feeling very disconnected when it comes to our dreams, imaginations, creativity, talents, or illusions. Be aware of that. We also got the moon trine Pluto. So we're gonna have the gift to react strongly towards transformations, or feeling the need to pretty much transform certain feelings and emotions that you have about a person, place, or thing, or particularly yourself. We also got the moon opposing Chiron right at the moment. So we're going to be pretty much feeling very uncomfortable, very vulnerable and hurt about our traumas or traumas that we held within. Do some shadow work. We also got Mercury conjunct Venus right now. So we're going to have the power and control to communicate and, of course, talk about relationships or relationships that we have with individuals or starting a new relationship during this time. We also got Mercury trine Pluto at the moment. So you're going to have the gift to transform your way of thinking, communicating, and, of course, taking power and control over your structuring systems or whatever you have got going on within your life. We also got Mercury opposing Neptune. So that means we're going to be pretty much in the process of feeling uncomfortable about thinking about our dreams during this time. And certain things can pretty much distract you from your dreams during this time. We also got Mercury opposing Jupiter right now. So we're going to be pretty much in the phase of feeling, we're going to pretty much be faced into a circumstance situation of uncomfortability of thinking or talking about certain experiences that we had with people, places, and things previously, or what we got going on right now currently. We also got Venus opposing Neptune at the moment. So, of course, it's pretty much situations of valuing. This is putting you into a situation of valuing some form of illusions or delusions, or our love language are very uncomfortable during this time. You can pretty much, this is a time where you can be taken advantage of, be tricked, or it could be kind of like a circumstance where someone is not very loyal about their relationships or how they got. You could be used during this time for a crutch or a rebound. We also got Venus opposing Jupiter right now. So that means our love and appreciations is at opposite when it comes to our experiences. Pretty much we may be in the situations of unsurety when it comes to expanding our relationships during this time. Or pretty much jumping the gun. We also got Venus trine Uranus right now. So you're going to have the gift to go through unexpected changes. Either you're going to take the change or your relationship is going to go through a change during this time when it comes to what you love and appreciate and value. We also got Mars trine Saturn. So you're going to have the gift to be direct and passionate towards communicating and associating your ideas with people, places, and things all around the internet, and, of course, networking during this time. So, yeah, with that coming about, with that Mars trine Saturn, you're going to have the gift to be mutable and adaptable when it comes to thinking, to communicate, analyzing, and sharing ideas when it comes to your status, your associations, and the people, places, and things that you're trying to build status with. Like-minded individuals. Teamwork make the dream work when it comes to your mentalities. We also have Mars. We also got Mars sextile Chiron. So you're going to have opportunities to be very mutable and adaptable towards other people's traumas or other people's ideas about traumas and relating and, of course, communicating about that. And, of course, time heal wounds. So you can have these opportunities to talk goodness, to pretty much heal others, and to pretty much attract this within your life. We also got Mars squared Neptune at the moment. So we're gonna be basically going through some learning aspects when it comes to traumas, dealing with our way of communicating and talking, and, of course, putting ourselves into situations of, we're going to be pretty much talking about our dreams and delusions. Or we're going to be learning how to pretty much communicate with these things or communicate about going about these things. And not just talking about anything up in the air that's not going to kind of like be restructured or modified towards how we are conducting it. I mean, we could pretty much be in La La Land. Or we need to learn how to not talk too much about our dreams or share our dreams with people during this time. We also got Saturn square Uranus at the moment. So this is putting us into a circumstance situation of learning how to pretty much associate changes, which could be good or for worse. This is putting us into a situation of learning how to have patience when it comes to what we associate ourselves with. So take your time with things. Feel me? And also we got Uranus trine Pluto. So this is we're gonna have the gift to have patience towards the things that's being transformed for good or for worse. And also we're gonna have the gift to pretty much get down to earth and practical when it comes to our gifts and how we change things up and switch things up. Also, last but not least, we also got Neptune sextile Pluto. Neptune's in Pisces, Pluto's in Capricorn. So we're gonna have the opportunities to be very adaptable and changeable when it comes to adding dreams, imaginations, and fantasies towards new way of structures, new way of power and control issues, and new way of pretty much conducting ourselves within the world. That's how it's going to play out. Now, we're going to get into the Zodiac signs real fast. Now, all Aries, Sun, Moon, Ascendant, you guys are going to oppositions, obstacles that you can pretty much be pushing off or manifesting. Taurus, you guys are going to be going through misunderstandings during this time, 150. Gemini, you guys are going to have gifts. Cancer, you guys are going to be learning during the season. Leos, you guys are going to have opportunities, which you can pretty much lose yourself during this time, good or for worse. Virgos, you're going to be seeing the other picture of things. Libras, you're going to have all the power control. Scorpios, you're going to be seeing the other side of things. Sagittarius, you're going to have opportunities. Capricorns, you're going to be going to learn aspects. Aquarius, you're going to have gifts. And Pisces, you're going to have misunderstandings. And when it comes to Libra being in the first house, see, Libra don't like being here. So that means you go through a whole lot of obstacles on a day-to-day basis when it comes to your relationships and how you appear to relate towards others and how others relate towards you. Now, your focus this season is going to be your first house. So that means you need to be pretty much coming up with new ways to relate, compromise when it comes to your personal life and the personal people, places, things that you have within your personal life and your personal space. Just coming up with a new way to communicate, relate, and have new ideas when it comes to relatability and balance in your personal life. Now, you're also going to be put into circumstance situation of having some extreme personality that you're going to be going through the extremes in. You're going to be going through the extremes when it comes to your work, your health, your routines, keeping things neat, clean, and organized, and perfection when it comes to your sixth house. Now, also, you're gonna be placed into a circumstance situation dealing with some obstacles and oppositions when it comes to Jupiter and Aries in your seventh house. So your relationships and whoever you're relating with can be pretty much bringing some opposition experiences your way. This can pretty much be behind the scenes or it can be very direct on this time. Now, also, Libra is going to be receiving some exaltation from Pluto and being in Capricorn. So that means you need to come up with a new way of utilizing your fourth house to take full power and control over your home and your family and what you got going on when it comes to your home and family. Or you could be pretty much experiencing some, secret animosity from your home and family. And also transformation there. Now also, Libra season, and with this new moon energy, can either make you or break you, and of course, make you fall short or have self-doubt during the time. And that's self-doubt, and them falls is going to basically be predicated towards your 12th house, which is you can pretty much self-doubt yourself when it comes to your dreams, imaginations, fantasies, and illusions, which can pretty much make you procrastinate and become lazy this season, which you don't want to do. So the better you can pretty much use your 6th house, and of course make those dreams come true and have a practical plan, you'll be all right. Now, we're going to pretty much get into your 2nd house. Now, if you got this in your 2nd house, you were Virgo ascendant. The 1st house was Libra ascendant. So you got this Libra in your 2nd house. It kind of like does good here because Venus is a constellation that's going on in this area. Now, what's going to happen is you're going to go through some misunderstandings during the season. But your focus is pretty much need to be down to earth and practical and having groundwork. So when it comes to your relatability with people, places, and things, and also, putting practicality into and having patience and start planting seeds when it comes to your 2nd house, things you value and appreciate and love and compromise with. Now, the areas and locations that you're going to go through extremes in is going to be your relationships, or you're going to be manifesting extreme energies of dealing with relationships from people, places, and things. Now, your oppositions and your ops is going to be your 8th house, secret people, places, and things that you have deep connections with, or have deep feelings and emotions about, or whoever have deep feelings and emotions about you during this time. That's where you're going to pretty much go through some opposition. Yeah, so like with the Libra and the 2nd house constellation, yeah, like we're going to repeat this. Now, you're going to go through some oppositions and obstacles, which you should basically be using when it comes to that house, 8th house, because that's where you got Aries at. So that means you need to stay down so you come up, so you can start making the Libra season, more energized during this time. Also, you're going to go through some extreme energies where you should go ahead and start taking power and control, and that's going to be predicated towards your 5th house, creativity, fun, entertainment, and of course enjoyment. That's what you need to go ahead and take power and control, and that's what you're going to be manifesting extreme energies from. Also your children, if you have any. And which can make you and break you this season is going to basically be, what can make you and break you could be yourself, your personal life, or the personal people, places, things that's within your life. So yeah, don't allow that. Now, if you got Libra in your 3rd house, it's kind of like false here because you were Leo ascendant, which means you may fall short during the season, good or for worse. But with Libra being in this 3rd house right here, you need to come up with a new way of thinking, communicating, and analyzing, and sharing ideas when it comes to your environment, your surroundings, and your friends. That means you need to come up with, of course, add some value and appreciation and creativity, and of course some fun, entertainment, and enjoyment when it comes to your 3rd house. Now, now in this house right here, you're gonna go to extremes when it comes to your privacies and things that you got going on when it comes to the occult and mysticism, your behind the scenes energies. That's gonna be the area and location that you're gonna go extremes. Now you're gonna be receiving some oppositions and obstacles when it comes to your experiences, your meanings, your regions, and of course your traveling. You traveling certain distances, so be aware. Be aware this season. Now also, you need to be doing this season also is taking full power control over your health, your work, your routines. Make sure your health is on a 1-2 stage. The better you can do that, the better you'll be at. and you also need to put some boundaries, limitations, and restrictions on certain diets and certain health regimens that you got going on. And last but not least, what can make you and break you this season is going to basically be your second house, aka you may have self-doubt when it comes to your money, your resources, your material, or whatever you're valuing. So try not to do that. Now, if you got Libra in your fourth house, this is going to be a learning aspect for you. So you need to learn how to communicate and relate and compromise when it comes to home, family, and privacy. That's what you need to learn how to do during the season. Learn how to communicate with home, family, and privacy. Now, also, areas and locations that you're going to go to the extremes is going to basically be your experiences and your belief systems and your moralities. Now, you're going to be receiving some oppositions and obstacles when it comes to your status, your career, your goals, and responsibilities. You're also going to be you also need to take full power control over your relationships and how you relate towards other people, places, and things. And don't allow nobody to take power control over that. And where you can self-doubt yourself is going to basically be your environment, your surroundings, or your way you think of community. Now, if you have Libra in your fifth house, the fifth house Libra fall. Fifth house falls in Libra. So, but you're gonna have opportunities though. You're gonna have opportunities too. Now, the fall is gonna be can be some self doubt when it comes to your creativity, your expressions, and your romance, and your love affairs, or your children. Now, in this house and constellation right here, you're gonna basically go to the extremes when it comes to your status, career, goals, and business. Also, you're going to be basically going through some oppositions and obstacles when it comes to your friends, your associations, and the people, places, and things that you have connections with. Also, what you need to pretty much do is take full power control over your eighth house. That's where you got Capricorn at. Take power control over your status, your career, your goals, and responsibilities. Make sure you get personal in the bedroom. You know what I'm saying? And also, the areas and locations that you can have some self-doubt, manifest self-doubt, is going to be your home, family, and your privacy. That's areas and location where you may have self-doubt. Also, if you have Libra in your sixth house, see Libra falls here. It don't like being here. So in this house right here, what you need to be doing is coming up with a new way and to communicate and relate and compromise when it comes to your work, health, and routines and things that you do on a day-to-day basis. Now, the area and location that you're gonna go to the extremes is gonna be your associations, your friends, and the people, places, and things that's in the public, the unknown. Also, the oppositions and obstacles that you're going to be pushing off and manifesting is going to be basically dealing with your dreams and imagination, the creativity and fantasies and illusions. Also, you're going to pretty much what you need to be doing is taking full power control over your experiences and your meanings and your purposes and beliefs. And also, what you can self-doubt yourself is going to be your love, your romance, your creativity, and of course your entertainment. Now, if you have Libra in your seventh house, it's opposite here. Unlike being here, go through some oppositions and obstacles, or you can be pushing off these opposition and obstacles. Now, what you need to be doing is coming up with a whole new way of communicating and relating. Actually, I'm lying. The seventh house is where it's home, it's comfortable at. But also, it can be some uncomfortability and some comfortability. But what you pretty much need to be doing is coming up with a new way to communicate and relate when it comes to your balance with relationships and relatability with people, places, and things. The areas and locations that you're going to go to the extremes are going to be your dreams, imagination, fantasies, and illusions. Also, you could be your worst enemy during the time, or the people, places, and things that's in your personal life is going to be your worst enemies. Also, the areas and locations that you're going to be taking full power and control over and go through transformation is going to be your 10th house, your status, your career, your goals, your responsibilities, your duties, your obligations. And also, the areas and location where you're going to be self-doubting yourself is going to be your work, your health, your routines, the things that you've been worrying about. Now, if you have Libra in your 8th house, see, Libra is kind of like detriment here. It don't like being here as well because it's pretty much just the 8th house constellation dealing with that's controlled by Scorpio. Feel me? Actually, 8th house controls Scorpio. So this is dealing with that Mars and Pluto constellation. Now, in this constellation, in this position right here, the reason why I like being here is gonna be yeah, like I was saying. So this house of 8th house, see, this is the Pisces constellation. This is an exaltation, and this is also a detriment. So you can go to the extremes, and you can also put yourself in detriment moments, and with the Libra being in the 8th house. So in this house right here, you need to come up with a new way of staying down until you come up when it comes to your privacy, your deep feelings and emotions, and of course your subconscious, aka do some shadow work. Now, the areas and locations that you're going to be going to the extremes is your personal life, your personal dreams, personal fantasies, and personal ways of relating about these things. Also, the oppositions and obstacles that you're going to be basically going through is your 2nd house, your experiences, the things you value, and the things that you are appreciated of when it comes to your passions. Also, you're going to be what you need to be doing is taking full power control over your associations and the people, places, and things that you have connections with, which could be friends as well. And also, you're going through some transformations in that area as well. You may basically have someone that may basically snake you out. So be aware of that. And the areas and locations that you're going to have self-doubts and have ups and downs with is your relationships or your way of relating with people, places, and things. The better you can use your dreams and work on you, the better you'll be able to actually relate towards others. Now, if you have Libra in your ninth house, it kind of like you're going to also go to the extremes here because it's going to be some opportunities. Also, Jupiter and Neptune is where Libra exalts. So in this house right here, you are Aquarius ascendant. So that means you're going to have opportunities, which is your ninth house. You're going to have opportunities. Now, these opportunities, what you need to be doing is coming up with a new way of expanding and looking at the bigger picture when it comes to your meanings, your reasons, your purpose, and your philosophies. Also, the areas and locations that you're going to be going to the extremes is the things you value and the people that value you. Also, the oppositions and the obstacles that you're going to be going through is going to be you pushing off these oppositions and obstacles in your environment or manifesting this from the people that's in your environment. Also, you're going to be experiencing some extreme energies of receiving full power control or taking full power of your dreams. Imaginations is going to have the power control to be taken advantage of, good or for words from you or your subconscious. Also, you can self-doubt yourself when it comes to your desires, your passions, which is going to basically be in your 8th house. Now, if you have this in your 10th house, this is you're going to be going through the extreme when it comes to your status, career, and goals. And also, you're going to be going through a learning aspect, too. All Capricorn, Sun, Moon, and Ascendant. You're going to be reacting extremely or pushing off extreme energies when it comes to this Libra season. Now, this is going to be you're going to be put into a circumstance situation of coming up with a new way of compromising and relating when it comes to your communications of dealing with status, careers, and goals. Now, the areas and locations that you're going to be going to extremes is your way of thinking, communicating, and sharing ideas. You're also going to be going through some oppositions and obstacles of dealing with home, family, and privacy. You're also going to be going through some transformations that's dealing with yourself or the people, places, and things that you have careers and statuses with. And you also can self-doubt yourself and go through some ups and downs and some falls when it comes to your 9th house experience. Yeah, if you got Libra in your 11th house, this is coming up with a new way to communicate, relate, and compromise when it comes to your associations, groups, friends, and of course acquaintances. You are Sagittarius ascendant, so you're gonna also have a gift, a trine. So you're gonna have the gift during the season. Now, the areas and locations where you're going to be basically going to the extremes is going to be your home, family, and privacy during the season. You're going to be relating extremely when it comes to home, family, and of course caring too much about them. Now, the area and location that you're going to be manifesting obstacles and oppositions can be your inner child, your childhood, your creativity, your talents, and things of that nature. You can be pretty much feeling opposed or manifesting oppositions when it comes to your creativity, your talents, and your gifts. Also, the areas and location that you need to be taking full power control over is going to be your 2nd house in Capricorn, aka the things you value, your money, your resources, your material, your roots, and areas and locations that you stay down to come up with, of course, your ground basis. You also can self-doubt yourself this season when it comes to your career, your status, your goals, and your responsibilities. So try to blend your home, family, and your goals and responsibilities. Create some balance in that area. This way you won't put all your eggs in too many baskets. And the better you can do that, the better you pretty much be fulfilled when it comes to the full moon being in Aries and your 5th house. Now, last but not least, if you have the new moon in Libra season in your 12th house, this is going to be an area and location that you're going to go to the extremes. And also, you're a Scorpio ascendant. So that means you're going to be going through some misunderstandings and you're going to be going through some changes, semi-minor changes, when it comes to your dreams, your imaginations, creativity, and fantasy. Your focus is pretty much go inside yourself. So you're going to have you're going to be focusing on your subconscious this season. That means you need to come up with a new way to communicate and relate and compromise when it comes to your subconscious and your ways of relating towards other people, places, and things. Of course, being a heart giver to others. Now, the area and location that you're going to go to the extremes is going to be your love, your romance, and your love affairs. You may basically get married. Now, also, the oppositions and obstacles that you're going to be basically facing is going to be your health, your work, your routines, and things of that nature that you're working on. And the services that you give towards others or your customers and things that matter. Also, the house and area and location that you need to take full power control and custody over is going to be your environment, your surroundings, your friends, and the way you think and communicate, and of course share ideas with individuals, siblings, neighbors, and the people that you grew up with across town. And the area and location that you can self-doubt yourself and receive self-doubt, and the areas and locations that you're going to be going through some ups and downs this season of Libra season, it's going to be your 11th house, your associations, your friends, and your acquaintances, which can pretty much be squaring you. Now, the better you can pretty much balance yourself in between when it comes to those areas and locations, the better your season of Libra season will be at. And of course, that's going to pretty much be the new moon energies moving forward.